we should be live now. Everybody should be able to hear me. Yes. Yeah, you can hear me, I know that. Alright, okay. Yeah, we should be live, alright. Awesome.
Hello?
What's up? Wait.
Hello.
What is up? What's up? What's up?
Hi, I was a little confused by the timing, but
I'm sorry.
we're
Yeah.
here, and then we should be able to get Shiritu versus Teamcap.
Yes.
Or not yet.
Wait, let me ping him.
You're not live yet, right?
I am live. I am live.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yep.
I don't see it on YouTube. Or on Twitch.
Should be coming up.
Excellent. Just to double check, since you're in separate matches, right? We're gonna have. Oh, hello.
I was muted. Hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
We can hear you. All right.
Hello. We've got the three of us here. We've got two matches, each of you playing a match, and I am in the middle. So I suppose the way we'll do it is just you will both each commentate each other's games, and we just have to make sure that the microphone is fine, but it should be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm gonna test a little bit. Do I don't have any kind of annoying noise coming from my microphone, right?
Nope, it sounds clean.
no.
Excellent.
Yeah. So the thing is just that when I'm battling, if I mute my own laptop, we gotta make sure that we can still hear you two. So.
Okay,
We'll
so
just-
let's try that. But that would
Yes.
mean we'd need. Oh, actually, I could just do it on my laptop on my computer. So, tell us when you're gonna mute your laptop, and then I'll listen to the stream.
All right. 1 second.
Excellent. I'm gonna share the live link with the people that I know that want to watch
Yep.
it.
While that's happening, I shall sing a song in a foreign language. That's how I'll test the sound. Does anybody want to pick a song that by the way, I only speak English.
How about you sing Happy Birthday in German?
Alright, cool. Let me look up the lyrics.
I
Okay.
can think something in a foreign language. I know Spanish. That's my main language.
Anyways, yeah, I'm just gonna mute my laptop and then we'll see if we can still hear you or not.
Okay, let me just get the... Oh, I can't find it.
So now it's muted. What's up, Oops? If you can hear them speaking, please let me know because I cannot hear them and I need to know if you can hear them because I muted my laptop.
Hello, okay, so
Can you hear me right now?
And
speaking.
I see the desktop
and
audio.
I am speaking. I am speaking.
thing
Can you hear
moving.
me?
Yes, I am...
So there should be sound. You should be able to hear them.
Hopefully they can
So
hear
Yeah.
us.
we should be able to do
I hope.
commentary that they give a proper
Yes.
commentary while I'm playing that I cannot hear. This the whole point of this.
So much
So
for singing
They are
in
audible,
German.
yeah, despite them being muted on my end. All right, awesome. Awesome. All right,
Wait, what?
cool. What is up, Ashley? What is up, FBI? Hope you all are doing well.
Wie schon das
Yeah,
du
we're gonna get
geboren
started.
bist.
I'm gonna put on some music. Does anyone have any preference? What music?
Nico,
Yeah.
I'm getting told that you should raise the volume.
What should I do?
Raise the volume. It's
Raise the volume.
kind of soft.
Raise the volume
Yeah.
of myself or you two or all of it?
I'm gonna ask.
Yeah.
I got told by my brother who is watching the
Okay.
stream here. He says it's a little bit not loud.
Okay, I'm gonna raise all of the
So-
volumes. If it's too loud for some people, I guess you can lower the volume. Oops, saying I can hear both of them. Turn them up slightly. Okay.
It says it's your volume, the one that. It says that your volume is fine.
Okay.
It says that Mosquito's volume is the one that's a little bit
Ah.
not very loud.
Oh, that's really weird considering that I'm actually, unlike before, I'm actually right next to my microphone.
Okay. Yeah, I guess.
I guess just on Nico's side.
Yeah, I don't know. Mosquito's volume is maybe slightly lower than
It's
than
now.
ours.
It says it's now correct, so maybe it was just
Yeah.
something at the moment. So now it should be okay for everyone.
All right. Awesome. What music shall we play while we battle?
Some
Ooh,
pretty
that's a good
epic
question.
music, epic. Just go to YouTube and write epic Pokemon music and choose the most epic one.
And yeah, epic Pokemon music, and then it's gonna give us like Cynthia's theme, and it's like, oh no.
I usually.
I mean, you could use because it is the semifinals. You could use Coliseum semifinals.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna look for the extended.
Is there a song called Colosseum semifinals from the
Yeah,
Pokemon?
there's a soundtrack. There's a music soundtrack. It plays in the semifinals of I think like all the tournaments.
Yes.
So like under Relgum, Ore, etc. In
So-
Pokemon Coliseum, not in XD.
Yeah, so anytime you join like a Coliseum tournament in game in the game, it's always going to be the same theme for like first round, second round, third round, and then the last round. It's always there are 4 different themes, and they always play the same one in the different Coliseums. All right. So we
Okay.
got the semifinals theme. Okay, I'm not gonna play it yet. I'm just gonna start.
Nico, is there a way for the screen to show both your draft and Yuki's draft so we can talk about them with me and Mosquito?
Yes.
I guess there's a way. Yeah. Should we talk about it first, or should we get right into the battle?
I think let's just make sure the setup is absolutely clear first.
Okay.
Since you will be streaming on YouTube, there will be a slight delay, right, between what we see if we're watching on YouTube. Since you're not streaming on Discord.
Yeah, exactly. There should be a slight delay.
All right.
So-
How long is that delay? I guess is the question.
But can you just join the battle yourself and then commentate the battle as you see it?
Like on
I
Netplay?
was going.
What?
I think that's.
You're asking on NetPlay if we could join the battle?
No, there's no net.
It's
play.
not gonna be net.
Oh
It's
wait,
just-
I thought it was on NetPlay. Never mind. All right,
No.
then yeah, no, this should be fine. All right, I'll just watch it in live. Yeah,
Even-
Arizona.
Maybe we can do net play finals. Both me and Nico get there, but we have to get there first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, if it's on Showdown, then there should be no delay. Excellent. Thank you.
All right. Just a second. Then
All right.
I'm gonna get
If that's the case, then we can go over the draft first before the battles.
Mhm. I'm gonna pull up the draft. So we already see Yuki's Teamcap's drafts, the pool 2. We already see it on stream, so you can already talk about Yuki's team.
Yeah. So
Go on,
Wait,
Timo.
is it okay if I hear that, or should I mute you?
I'm just gonna talk a little bit about what the team does for the people that don't know what all of these months do. So it's just gonna be common knowledge mentioning until we get both teams, and then we can talk about the matchup.
All right.
So where is Yuki's? Wait, you changed the page.
Yeah, you're on
Now
the other.
we can-
Oh, my bad. Yeah,
Yours
right.
and-
Yeah, because I wanted to pull up both. Okay. So
I know we have some viewers right now that have never played in this gen, so I wanna quickly go over what some of these months do.
All right.
And the king gets explosion and earthquake, the best moves in the game. He also has 2 fake users on Kangaskhan and Shiftry, which can be problematic. I think, yeah, Nnico doesn't have any inner focus mons. He has a ghost type, but it's a Sableye, so those mons could be problematic. Yuki also has an inner focus mon of himself. He has the Crobat. There's a Haunter, which can also always be problematic between Explosion, being immune to Explosion and Earthquake. And there's a Ductrio, which can be very problematic here because it could trap the Raikou of Nnico. There's Electabuzz, which is one of the best follow me users available. There's a Blaziken, which I think it does basically the same thing that it does in every gen that it doesn't have a speed boost, which is attacking very strongly and possibly having endure and reversal, but it can just attack strongly. There's a Lapras, which can be very problematic for Nnico because his Salamence is gonna get one hit KO'd. And then there's Lunaton. The stats of Lunaton are horrible, but it gets good moves and it resists good moves. So yeah, its stats are what make it so bad, but maybe it could pull something up. And then we have Nnico's.
Oh, if I might
Nnico's.
go, just to review. So, just Teamcap has explained how all the Mons work individually. If you look at Yuki's team, it may look like a hodgepodge of various Pokemon, but notably it has two big immunities to ground in Crobat and Haunter, paired with the Dugtrio, with the Metagross, with the Kangaskhan. You should see a lot of Earthquakes in this set, most likely. And in addition to that...
Yeah, coming from the Dugtrio or the Metagross.
Exactly. And then in addition to that Haunter being immune to Explosion, there are 3 Explosion users on Yuki's side. So, you may see a lot of booms coming from Yuki's side. And so the team, though, may look a little weird. It has good speed, it has good combinations, and it's going to prove formidable for Nnico to have to deal with. Speaking of
also,
which,
something important that we should mention about Yuki's team, one last thing, is that he has the Crobat, which is faster than anything on Nnico's team except the Ninjas, I guess. And it has inner focus, so it cannot be stopped by fake out, and it's a Sunny Day setter for the Shift Tree. So the Shift Tree can be used in Sun in this team. Sun from Crobat can help the Shift Tree, help the Blaziken possibly. So it's a lot of good combos between his mons. And now we can go into Nnico's.
Yeah. Nnico's team, on the other hand, you have the Raikou, very fast electric type. It can set up with Calm Mind and just zap a lot of weak to electric Pokemon, so this is flying and water. Salamence has proven very useful in Draft League. Nnico has the ability to set up Dragon Dance and start destroying teams if they aren't prepared with Icy Wind. Heracross has good coverage and very high attack, despite having to rely on either the consistent but weak Brick Break. Heracross also has access to the very powerful but inconsistent Mega Horn. Sableye, providing that explosion resistance, very useful in Gen 3 doubles. With Fake Out as well, it can provide support, Fake Out, Helping Hand, and Teammate can boom. Vaporeon, just your usual bulky water. And Mr. Mime, having access to Fake Out or Follow Me, usually opting for the Follow Me, has a decent amount of bulk and has quite a few support moves such as Screens and Encore available. Fortress has the Steel typing, very good defensively. It has poor offense, but being able to take switching around, especially in the lower power format like Draft, is useful. Just like Yuki, Nnico has the Dugtrio, very fast, capable of trapping Pokemon. In this case, Electabuzz, Blaziken, and Metagross are all slower and all get damaged highly by Earthquake on Yuki's team, so Nnico may or may not use that Dugtrio. Both of them also have a Lunatone, so they can also just go for the explosions, and they have the Earthquake immunities. And finally, Ninjask, which paired up with Mr. Mime can set up if there's no Boom or Icy Wind on Yuki's side, and then set up boosts, pass it on to something like Heracross and Salamence, and then get a KO.
Something to say about this Mr. Mime is that Mr. Mime has like the saddest moment of egg moves of all time, because it has two of the best moves of the game. It has Fake Out and Follow Me, but it can't use both together because of egg move shenanigans, so you have to choose one or the other. Having both would be amazing here, but he can only choose one.
Yes.
All right.
Um,
Yeah. So, do you want to go further, or should I just challenge Yuki right now?
I think you two should challenge now, since we'll find out what the 6 Pokemon are, and we can talk about the matchup, the specifics there.
Right.
Yeah, I don't wanna spend 10 minutes talking about the Lunaton versus Lunaton matchup to then see no Lunaton, you know.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm gonna challenge him. I'm gonna mute myself. You should still. The stream should still be able to hear you. And yeah, stream. Let us chat. Let us know if you can hear the sound. If you can hear the music that I put on in the background. If it's loud enough or not. I'm gonna try to check on the chat a little bit while I'm playing. But yeah. Alright, I'm gonna challenge him, and you two just keep commentating.
Excellent. All right. Well, while that's happening, everybody, if you'd like to join the actual live battle instead of watching online, you also have the opportunity to go to dawn.psim.us, where the battle will take place. And if you have a Pokemon Showdown account, you can make lots of fun comments in the text portion of Showdown.
And by the way, really important,
you know,
it's gonna be a best of 5 to remind the audience. All right.
Okay, and it is a best of 5, so first person to win 3 games will be the winner of this set.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna mute.
All right. Just gotta wait.
So, what mons do you expect to see from both teams?
Ooh, the battle is up right now, so. But I do expect to see. I expected to see Dugtrio from at least one side. Both of them has it, and I think it would be more useful, especially to Yuki, to trap the high tier Raikou. We have our battle. They're at team preview right now. On one side we have Nnico Iosi, sporting the Raikou, Salamence, Mr. Mime, Vaporeon, Heracross, and Fortress. And on Yuki's side, we have Lapras, Lunatone, Metagross, Dugtrio, Blaziken, and Kangaskhan. Teamcap, what do you think of the strategies both are going to be using?
What I think is that I'm just about to enter the game right now, so now I'm watching it. Okay, so the Lunaton game, interesting. So first thing that I see is that there is no Crobat. So if this Mr. Mime were to be fake out instead of follow me, it would be way freer. There's also no Haunter, so yeah, fake out can affect all 6 months in this team. Although the opposing Kangaskhan might have a faster fake out, depends on the speed investment, because both of them have the same base speed, being 90. Also, let's see what else he didn't brought. There is no Shiftry either. There is no Electabuzz either. Okay, so
some team, yeah.
There being a Blaziken, it makes me think that there is a possibility that this Blaziken is Endure Salak, because the Earthquake next to it, both the Explosion Metagross and possibly the Explosion Lunaton could bring it also to Salak. It activates Salak, Reversal, and Blaze, so it becomes a killing machine.
Yes.
On the other side, Nnico didn't bring his Dugtrio, so that would have been very good for the opposing Blaziken and Metagross, and Dugtrio if you win the Speed type, but you know, who goes for Speed type? What else didn't he bring? There is no Sableye either, so just as the possible fake out Mr. Mime could be very free, a possible fake out Kangaskhan can be very free, affecting all 6 months. Again, it depends on who is faster. If the Mr. Mime were even to be fake out, there's a higher chance of it being follow me, but it could be fake out.
Certainly.
And what else didn't he bring?
And the battle begins! On Nnico's side, we have Raikou, Salamence, and on Yuki's side, we have Kangaskhan and Lapras. And immediately, I'm surprised by Nnico's turn 1 Raikou lead because of the Dugtrio's ability to trap and one-hit KO with Earthquake. I suppose that's why Salamence is led with the Raikou to make sure that doesn't happen. And on Yuki's
something
side,
important here is that the Kangaskhan has White Herb. So yeah, Kangas can ignore the Intimidate, but it also means that there is no White Herb in the back for Blaziken or Dugtrio. So both of them very affected by Intimidate, and they don't have an immunity to it with the White Herb, because there is item clause. For those that don't know, in this format, you cannot repeat items in your team.
Yeah, and that's a good point you pointed it out, because it means Nnico now knows that Salamence Raikou is safe against a Dugtrio lead, for example. But Yuki pulling out the White Herb Kangaskhan, now unaffected, is able to dish out some damage with the Lapras and the Kang. And we have Nnico going for a double Protect, just trying to scout out what Yuki is doing. No item activations, nothing crazy, just double Protect the scout, and 2 attacks from Yuki, no switches.
Interesting that this Kangaskhan did not go for Fake Out, it just doubled up into the Raikou with both Lapras and Kangaskhan, probably expecting the Salamence to not want to be in front of a Lapras.
Yeah, most likely. Yuki maybe trying to read an Icy Wind or an Ice Beam, and just knowing because of the pressure that the damage would be more free against Raikou. But with the double Protect, Nnico now at least knows what Yuki's turn 1 plan was, may adjust for it, and may switch out either Pokemon, or may just know that since Yuki is aiming for the Raikou, Nnico can call that bluff and just Dragon Dance or something.
Also, if he has a Fortress in the back, and Yuki were to do the same 2 moves, Fortress could come in and resist both. So it's not so safe to repeat the same play if you expect the Salamence to be afraid of the Lapras.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Certainly.
Still, even if the Salamence were to Dragon Dance, it cannot KO neither Kangaskhan. Oh,
Alright, and we got turn 2 coming up. We see a Thunderbolt doing quite a bit of damage to the Lapras, and with the double up, we have a knocked out Lapras. Lapras not even getting the opportunity to move. Nnico taking advantage of that high speed simply removes the biggest threat to Salamence. And in return, Kangaskhan does get to trade damage with the Raikou, but now I think Nnico is a commanding position with the speed advantage.
the fact that there was no Dugtrio coming in that turn, which could have trapped the Raikou, makes me think that there is no Dugtrio in the back. And this Blaziken is slower than Raikou, and it might be walled by Salamence unless it has Hidden Power Ice. It's gonna be walled by Salamence. So this position just looks so much in Nnico's favor.
It does look very much in Nnico's favor, but the thing is, at least initially, Nnico might have to double up in order to knock out the Kangaskhan. So if that Blaziken is Protect or if it is Endure, and Nnico targets down the Blaziken instead, Kangaskhan has an opportunity to get a KO here on the Raikou, or if it's spouting Icy Winds, might be able to turn the tides in favor of Yuki with some speed control.
Now, we are not confirmed to have Hidden Power Flying on the Salamence because it was just neutral on the Lapras, but it makes me think that it's probably Hidden Power Flying. And if it is Hidden Power Flying, that would probably either one. Okay, we have a switching into Vaporeon and a substitute.
Yeah, so maybe with the substitute and the switch, with Hidden Power going into the Vaporeon slot, it's not confirmed, but it's very highly likely that it is Hidden Power Ice, since that it was resisted by the Vaporeon. It was going for a Salamence. And
we have a Salak very activated. That would mean that if the Blaziken activates its own Salak, which again we don't know if it has it, but it might have it, if it activates it, it's still slower than the Raikou.
Yeah, but that won't be the case on turn 4 for Blaziken switched out to Yuki's final Pokemon, Metagross. Metagross having a decent matchup against every Mon on Nnico's team, so long as it's not Earthquaked or Fire Blast by the Salamence.
Now, we have a question here of who is faster, this Vaporeon or this Metagross, because Vaporeon has base 65 speed and this Metagross base 70. If the Vaporeon were to be faster, a double up with Thunderbolt and Hydro Pump would be able to kill this Metagross.
It certainly would. Since there is no speed drop from the Icy Wind, Metagross keeping its normal speed stat, and so we'll have to find out depending on how they're EP trained, which will go first. Kangaskhan, however, appears to be in grave threat of getting knocked out, but Nnico instead opting to switch out that Raikou, losing the speed boost, just going for an Intimidate, which does not matter because of the critical hit double edge.
Losing the Salamence is so bad for Nnico because that was his Blaziken answer. Now, depending on who he has on the back, he might lose to the Blaziken outright if this Vaporeon dies, which it might do because of the monsters that are faster. And another thing important to note, the Kangaskhan moved before the Metagross, even though the Kangaskhan is at -1 speed. This Metagross might not have any
Metagross is very highly likely to simply just be slow. It's not a fast Metagross. And looking at the HP number, Metagross is running max HP, so unless EVs were diverted from the attack stat, Metagross is likely running no speed investment.
Also,
Meanwhile,
another thing
Vaporeon,
is
we
that
don't know.
in this generation, if you kill a Pokemon, the turn continues after the other one comes afterward. So right now, if Nnico were to send the Raikou and the Metagross clicked Earthquake or Rock Slide, it would KO it. So
and with
now
that,
we are gonna
exactly. As Teamcap said, the switch is immediate, and so you get to see 2 KOs happen in the same turn, despite the Vaporeon protecting. A unique trait to Generation 3 doubles. And with that double-edged critical hit into Rock Slide, suddenly Yuki is up a Pokemon, and Nnico is relying on this Vaporeon and, more importantly, this Heracross to get through the day.
Now, the question that I would ask is, first of all, does the okay, we have a double up into the Metagross.
And you're right, Teamcap. The Vaporeon was faster than the Metagross, despite having a lower speed stat. It appears Nnico invested. And with a double up into the Metagross and the recoil from Double Edge, all of a sudden Yuki's the one with a Pokemon disadvantage.
Now, I don't know my Heracross calcs. Was that a Choice Band Mega Horn doing 76 to a max HP Metagross?
Yes, that was. Mega Horn cannot one-hit KO with Choice Band. I know that off the top of my head. So that 76.1 is most likely Choice Band, especially since the Metagross is confirmed to be max HP. So this
right now
cannot protect. It is faster than the Blaziken, and instead we see a Protect and a Mega Horn, and you correctly noting that this is indeed Choice Band. Heracross does not care about targeting it down. Yuki goes to try to take down the Vaporeon, but leftovers might keep Vaporeon in the game.
Now, Heracross being faster means that 2 Mega Horns would KO the Blaziken, so Blaziken cannot just attack the Vaporeon because it would die. But also, if this Blaziken does have the Salak Berry, it could right here kill this Vaporeon and then survive the Mega Horn and kill the Heracross in the next turn thanks to Salak. So it all depends on what his item is and whether or not Nnico can call that item being there.
Certainly. I think the difficult question is, can Flamethrower, Yuki using Flamethrower instead of a fighting move might just be fully special Blaziken. Can Flamethrower take out the Vaporeon? And if it can, I think Blaziken is in a high chance. If it has a Salak, it wins, and if it doesn't have a Salak, Heracross still has to hit 2 Mega Horns, which doesn't have the best accuracy in the world. So this endgame, I think, is just Blaziken hitting the Vaporeon.
We'll have to wait and see. Also, if Nnico predicts there to be a Salak Berry and a fighting move, he could go for the double protect on Vaporeon so that he doesn't run into the Salak Berry loose. So we have to see if he's able to call it, and if he does, if he gets the double. If he goes for the double and the Blaziken just didn't attack there into the Vaporeon, he would lose the game instantly off of a wrong call. So we have to see if Nnico is able to predict it, and if he does, he gets the double protect if he does.
Exactly. So we're waiting for both players. I feel like this is a solved end game. This is just basically a call turn. And Vaporeon revealing it is faster than the Blaziken naturally. With that reversal, the Vaporeon will go down and the Salak Berry hits, but Nnico's Icy Wind going first before the Blaziken, which is normally fast, Now we have a Heracross versus Blaziken endgame. This all comes down to whether that Mega Horn's going to hit or not. There is a 15% chance that Yuki wins this. Otherwise, Nnico will win game 1. We'll have to see. It's no longer a game anymore. It's a roll.
It's interesting that he clicked Icy Wind instead of Hydro Pump, and he misses.
Yuki winning on the 15% chance. We're going into a game 2 of 5. Oh,
so now what kind of adjustment do you think that Nnico is gonna do about all of the things that we saw, and what kind of adjustment is Yuki gonna do? Because he might also need to do some, because he was in a losing position for a bit in that game. So
I think I think on Nnico's side, getting confirmed that the Vaporeon is faster than both Blaziken and Metagross is extremely useful. It means Vaporeon's almost certainly a pick for Nnico's side, getting super effective damage on the Lunatone, on the Blaziken, on the Dugtrio, outrunning Metagross, outrunning Blaziken. Very useful here, and Vaporeon will be important, and I think just from sheer raw power, we could just see Raikou, Salamence, and Heracross again. On Yuki's side, confirmation that the Heracross is choice banned. We could just see more explosion being used, whether from Metagross or Lunatone.
Also, last time the Raikou lead worked, but now he can go for a Dugtrio to try to trap it. And also this Dugtrio might have a flying move, and if he does, he can also trap the Heracross, who he now knows cannot protect.
Oh, so yes, exactly.
Are we gonna see this Dugtrio?
We'll find out. Dugtrio being extremely useful versus the Raikou, but having confirmed that the White Herb is on the Kangaskhan, Dugtrio might be a little afraid of the Salamence. Of course, when there's a Rock Slide, there is a way. We have not confirmed whether Dugtrio has Rock Slide or not, but it's a very common move despite the low power, simply for the ability to flinch and deny the opponent turns.
Now, if his Dugtrio were to be choice band, that would essentially do the same damage after being intimidated as if it was White Herb. So maybe he can get the kill on Raikou anyway if it is choice band. If it's neither choice band nor the White Herb, that we already know it's not gonna be able to kill the Raikou after being intimidated. So we have to see what the item on this Dugtrio is. And another thing that still puzzles me is the mons that were not revealed. The Mr. Mime, the Fortress, the Lunatone, and the Dugtrio. What are they gonna do here?
Yeah, and we don't know until another game starts. We'll have to see if they have any particular tech moves in order to counter and deal with what's been revealed so far. The Raikou showing that it's a substitute variant. The fourth move is unknown, but it's a substitute variant with a Salak Berry, intending to outrun Yuki's team, especially the Blaziken, in spite of Salak Berry. And we also know the Vaporeon is Icy Wind Protect leftovers. We don't know if it's Wish or Ice Beam, but Vaporeon just having a decent amount of damage, and the Salamence using what is likely Hidden Power Flying could be very scary for the Blaziken.
Now, could this Vaporeon maybe have a cheeky fourth move to deal with this Lapras? Would it be like Toxic, for example? Because right now the Lapras seems like a problem because of how good it is into Salamence, and into Vaporeon, obviously. So maybe it has a move to deal with that. We don't know what the fourth move could be. There's, as you said, many options. But what is it gonna be? We know that it's probably not Baton Pass. It would need to have like Substitute to be a good Baton Pass user. So what is the fourth move on this Vaporeon?
Yeah, or perhaps the Vaporeon's running Hidden Power Electric simply because it's not running Icy Wind, and Nnico knows that Yuki has a strong Lapras, maybe using Hidden Power Electric in order to deal coverage while covering with Electric type super effective damage versus those flying types, such as Crobat. Both players still taking their time to decide on their Pokemon, but they have a lot of information to review from both sides, both in terms of items and move selections. May affect how they're going to approach this battle.
Something that we still don't know is what is the item, the move on this Mr. Mime. Is it fake out or is it follow me? Because in some scenarios, like for example against a Duke Trio, he could fake out it if it's Choi Fan and just kill it with whatever mount is next to it. For example, I don't know the calc off the top of my head, but do you think that a fake out and a hidden power ice from Raikou would kill the Duke Trio? Let's see what we have. We have the first Lunaton coming out.
Yeah, and as revealed before, the White Herb is on Kangaskhan, so Lunatone does get intimidated. That would reduce the damage of the Earthquake. I think that this is a very cool adjustment for Yuki, because Lunatone in all likelihood walls the Salamence, assuming the Salamence is Hidden Power Flying and Earthquake. The Lunatone also threatening an explosion. Very useful just to deal damage, but with the Intimidate, it's not as much of a threat. Metagross
Something
also
that
having
many
a very
people
good
don't
matchup.
know is that Lunaton does learn Ice Beam. This Lunaton could have Ice Beam and be able to just one-hit KO this Salamence, if it's a special or mixed.
Exactly, and we won't know. Right now, it hasn't been revealed, but that is always a threat, and that may force Nnico to protect or switch to a Vaporeon or a Fortress. In terms of the Metagross versus Raikou, there is, barring a critical hit or maybe a surprise flamethrower, Nnico doesn't have a way to remove this Metagross before it gets to attack, meaning Metagross might be able to deal some decent damage. And we see here for turn 1, Nnico just going for a Protect Earthquake, and Yuki going for Meteor Mash and Calm Mind. This is excellent positioning for Yuki. The Salamence is almost removed, and yes, Metagross may be in range of a Thunderbolt or an Earthquake KO, but that does not matter as much. Lunatone having the special defense boost will make it very difficult to deal with using Raikou and Salamence.
Now, a question that comes to mind is, who is gonna be faster between the Lunaton and the Heracross if it's in the back? This Heracross could be Adamant, and this Lunaton could be Jolly, I don't know. Timid. I don't know who would be faster in that situation. We have a switch into Kangaskhan.
Yeah, and I believe, just Nnico going for a double in, try to get rid of the Metagross, and more importantly, I think I know why Nnico did that. The Meteor Mash did 93% to the Salamence. I am not 100% sure my damage calcs, but maybe Nnico just saw that really high damage and figured the Metagross is choice banned, and goes for the double with the Hidden Power Flying to cover a switch into, say, Lapras or Blaziken. And Nnico's doubling is rewarded, and Yuki, despite having that Calm Mind boost, does deal quite a bit of damage to Raikou, but the game is still on.
Now, we still don't know the fourth move on Salamence, but being that it's Earthquake, Hidden Power, Flying, and Protect, one would assume that it's round up. Let's see if Nnico reveals it.
Yeah, and just looking at this, Nnico just using 2 setup moves at the same time, probably banking on Yuki only being able to KO one Pokemon at a time, either double up the Raikou or hit the Salamence and then break the substitute. And in this case, Raikou goes down, but Salamence now having a very useful Dragon Dance boost. Of course, this may not be as useful having to deal with the Lunatone, but Heracross comes in instead in order to clean up.
Now I think he has it in checkmate, because this Salamence should be able to one-hit KO the Blaziken, and Heracross, if it's faster, it should be able to one-hit KO the Lunaton. This could be checkmate, and he can't just endure to activate Salakberry, because the Salamence will still be faster, unless this... No, it would still be faster if the Vaporeon was faster than the Blaziken. The Salamence is gonna be. And yeah, barring a Mega Horn miss, which would happen obviously, but barring that, I think Nnico has this.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so Nnico can go for a free Hidden Power Fly and a Mega Horn miss! What?
Now,
commentators cursed. You cursed it. You cursed the Teamcap.
Anymore.
With that, the Lunatone is now... it went from Nnico having a checkmate position to Yuki now having decent threat. The Salamence having to, if it wants to avoid getting KO'd, it probably has to attack into the Blaziken slot. There it goes in order to put in a Blaziken reversal. and Lunatone and Nnico just going for the safest play, doubling up into the Metagross. The reversal
Now,
not necessarily
this
happening.
Vaporeon was faster than Lunaton. Look at that.
Oh yeah,
Vaporeon
then
outspeeding
Hydro Pump
everyone.
should be fine if it doesn't miss. All right, there we go.
Yeah.
So Nnico being fine despite the second Mega Horn miss. Just because Vaporeon's bulk's very high and Lunatone's special attack wasn't just strong enough to be able to deal enough damage through the Vaporeon, despite the +1 boost. We are going into Game 3. And now, what have we learned from Game 2, Teamcap? Any new moves or items that we should know about?
We have learned that this Vaporeon is faster than the Lunaton too, so this Vaporeon is faster than at least 4 months, possibly 5 if the Kangaskhan has no speed. The Ductio is gonna be faster, that's obvious. But this Vaporeon seems to just outspeed and hit all of his team for a lot of damage, except obviously the Vaporeon. But look at the rest of the team. We have the Metagross, which took a lot from Hydro Pump. We have 3 months weak to water. This Vaporeon seems like a huge threat. And another thing we have learned is that Megahorn just cannot connect. That move doesn't want to connect into any Pokemon. It's like missing. What else have we learned? We now know where the choice band is. We were talking about maybe it being in the Dugtrio, but no, it's in the Metagross. And that means that, okay, what do we see?
Well, what we immediately see is with the Kangaskhan, Yuki now has the advantage to simply gain momentum by clicking Fake Out and either hitting the Salamence as it tries to Dragon Dance or hitting the Heracross that cannot protect. We know Heracross is faster than Metagross, but that will not matter if it gets flinched and then hit by a high power Meteor Mash. So with both sides sporting choice bands, the move selection is a lot easier for both players. They don't have to worry about protect quite so much.
Now, a question that I have here is the Fortress finally here? Because it could be able to wall both of these months, okay?
That was going into the Protect. So Yuki just going for a safe Fake Out into the Heracross so it can't deal damage, and Metagross going for the Meteor Mash, not onto the Heracross, but into the Salamence. So the turn 1 ends with Yuki in a slight advantage, but not great. Not amazing advantage.
Right here, a double lap from Nnico can kill either Mon. Megahorn Hidden Power Flying might be able to kill the Kangaskhan, and Megahorn and an Earthquake might be able to kill the Metagross. So we might see a kill here. Also, he doesn't need to click Megahorn into the Kangaskhan. It could just be Brick Break. So we have to see what the Heracross and the Salamence are gonna double up into. What move do we know of this Kangaskhan? We know it has Double Edge and Fake Out. It could have Protect. This Metagross does not have Protect though because it is Choice Band. So a double up into there seems the safest.
Yes, so definitely be safer to go into the Metagross, but Nnico, presumably having Vaporeon in the back because of how well it did games 1 and 2, might want to prioritize the Kangaskhan, simply so that way Vaporeon is in a better position. The Metagross is locked into Meteor Mash, so an end game against it with Vaporeon might be very strong. So Nnico is incentivized to attack both. It's safer to hit the Metagross, but it may pay off better to hit the Kangaskhan. We see a Double Edge outrunning that Heracross, and Nnico just going for an Earthquake and a Dragon Dance. It does not pick up the KO on either, but now Metagross and Kangaskhan are both in KO range, and with a fast Raikou, Nnico is now threatening 2 KOs unavoidable.
Also, he could just Earthquake both with the Salamence. He wouldn't need to protect the Raikou, obviously, but that's another thing that he can do. Also, another thing that we just got confirmed is that the Kangaskhan is faster than the Heracross. So it's a fast Kangaskhan.
Yes, definitely. And since we know the Kangaskhan right now, we have only seen Fake Out and Double Edge. We do not know if it can protect or if it's hiding any coverage moves. But we do know that both of Nnico's Pokemon are going to be faster than than Yuki's Pokemon, and Nnico can go just for 2 attacks, try to use some coverage moves specifically in order to call any switches. And with the Thunderbolt, Hidden Power Flying, Nnico is now up 1 Pokemon, and Yuki simply has to deal with that.
Now, the hidden power flying could go into the Blaziken, but the Lapras is threatening to one-hit KO this Salamence. So we have to ask a question. What is he gonna attack into? Because a Thunderbolt does not one-hit KO the Lapras. He will need to double up into it. But what if it protects and the Blaziken were to do something like hidden power ice into the Salamence? So it's not over, even though Nnico is in a commanding position. A bad predict here and a good predict from Yuki could put Nnico in the back foot again.
Absolutely. And so we'll have to see. One thing to note is, in spite of the enduring with Blaziken would ensure that it survives one more turn, even if it gets hit. But that would put it at risk of getting KO'd by anything in Nico's back. Whereas right now, it can tank a Thunderbolt at full. So Endure is not quite as useful as Protect besides getting the Salac boost. And instead we see Protect from both sides and attacks into the Protect from both sides, meaning that no damage has been dealt, no change in the board state significantly. We just know that Lapras and Salamence are now less likely to use Protect this turn.
Now, this Blaziken, even if it activates the Salac Berries, is still gonna be lower than the Salamence. He could click Icy Wind to slow down the... Okay, we get the Endure finally.
And Nnico just going for a very safe move, double into the Pokemon that just protected, banking on the 50% fail if it's used. And Yuki not going for that is just going to lose that Lapras, and that will be Game 3 in favor of Nnico Iosi, going to Game 4.
Now, is Yuki gonna switch it up? Because we still have not seen the Dog Trio, and this Raikou keeps on being a problem, and this Heracross keeps on being a problem. And Dog Trio should probably be able to just remove both. So are we finally going to see this Dog Trio? And on the other side, Nnico has used the same 4 months in all games. We have yet to see a Mr. Mime, and we have yet to see a Fortress. So does he switch it up, predicting Yuki to switch it up, or does he keep going with the same 4 months that have been working out so far?
Yes. I know for sure, though, Nnico should definitely keep using that Vaporeon and should also be using that Heracross. Both Pokemon have just dealt really good damage to Yuki's relatively slow team. And the question is whether Raikou and Salamence should be kept together, or if maybe Mr. Mime should be replacing Raikou. We'll have to see, but that Vaporeon, just such a huge threat to Yuki. Yuki's going to have to find a way around it, either by preserving an Explosionmon in the back, or by keeping Kangaskhan alive. And with Game 4, we have Heracross Salamence versus Blaziken Metagross.
Now, we still don't know if from full the Blaziken could survive a hidden power flying. We don't know the IV yet. We know obviously that with a Dragon Dance it's not surviving. But he may be able to survive it naturally if he has a lot of bulk. Again, we don't know how much attack the Salamence has. But that means that he may need possibly to double up into the Blaziken. Although, something that Heracross could do is Earthquake.
And here we go. We have an Endure. We have an Earthquake, a double Earthquake. Yuki, Nnico just trying to get as much damage as possible, get rid of the Metagross, and get the Blaziken possibly KO'd too. Yuki may have been going for Indoor Explosion or another move, did not work out, and now Nnico having the Mon advantage. But Yuki having that nice Salac boosted Blaziken in Blaze range with Reversal and the Hidden Power Ice is able to return the KO and get it down to 3-3 as well. Oh, and we got Vaporeon.
That he is intimidated on the Blaziken, so the Reversal is probably not gonna be able to KO this Vaporeon. And this Vaporeon looks like a huge threat unless there's a Lapras in the back. Yeah, even...
Oh!
Okay.
But Yuki just simply not caring about this Heracross, perhaps having a counter in the back, such as Dug Trio, just doubles into the Vaporeon, calling that it won't protect, and all of a sudden you have a KO, and it's 3-2 in favor of Yuki.
And the Blaziken is faster than both Mons, and yeah, he cannot protect the Heracross. That was a guaranteed kill. So now we have a 2v1, but
yeah the game's over.
No way. Yeah, like, even if you were able to crit the Kangaskhan, you cannot also survive the Lapras in this turn. It's over.
It is over, and with that, Game 4 goes to Yuki. we now have a 2-2 game, and we're on match point. Both players, Nnico again opting for the same Raikou Salamence Vaporeon Heracross that worked really well, but Yuki showing off the value of Indoor and Salak Berry.
Yeah, like when he gets the Endure Salak without the Salamence having a Dragon Dance, that Blaziken is a huge threat. We just saw that the Here Power Ice does indeed one hit KO the Salamence from 4. We didn't know yet in the investment of both months. But now we know that this Blaziken is capable of one hit KOing the Salamence. So he has to watch out. He can't just activate the Salak without a Dragon Dance because the Blaziken becomes a huge threat into his team.
Yeah.
Now,
and
are we finally going to see Mr. Mime or Fortress?
will we finally see the Doug Trio? Will they bring their surprise picks with secret techs on them, knowing they haven't revealed the entire set, expecting the other to use the same 4 Pokemon as usual? Who knows? We'll have to see in this exciting final game of our semifinals for Mount Battle 4.
Something to point out is that even though Mr. Mime does not have a lot of bulk, it can redirect the moves from Blaziken very easily because it has a decent special bulk to redirect Flamethrower or Hidden Power Ice, and yeah, it has horrible defense, but it resists the reversal. So it can redirect all of the moves from Blaziken very, I wouldn't say comfortably because it's a Mr. Mime, it doesn't have all the bulk in the world, but it can redirect those. And if he is faster, he could even try to Psychic it before the Salak. Because we know this Blaziken is not the fastest thing in the world. It was outsped by Vaporeon. So Mr. Mime will be faster.
Exactly. Mr. Mime may also be an interesting pick because since Nnico has confirmed that Metagross is choice banned, it is possible to lead Salamence Mr. Mime, and instead of fearing Meteor Mash, you simply go, or Explosion, you simply go Protect, Scout if it goes for Explosion, and if it doesn't, Mr. Follow Me is now a completely safe move to protect the Salamence, especially with Generation 3's mechanics, where Follow Me redirects into that slot even if the Mr. Mime is KO'd. The follow-up switch-in will be the one to take any directed attacks and not Salamence.
One problem that we could see in this situation of double protect is what if it's Metagross and Blaziken, and the Blaziken clicks Endure, and the Metagross clicks Explosion. Then we have now a faster Blaziken, and we could see, like, for example, a Lapras next to it, which can ignore the Follow Me with Icy Wind. Don't we know if this Lapras has Icy Wind? I don't know. We saw Ice Beam on game 1, Protect on game 3, and that's all we saw. So we don't know if he has Icy Wind or not.
Yeah, with the KO in Game 4, no move has been revealed because the Kangaskhan survived and KO'd first before Lapras can reveal. If that Lapras does have Thunderbolt, it might be Yuki's best final option to take down the Vaporeon. Vaporeon basically not being able to do any damage whatsoever to Lapras. Yuki can opt to go for a strategy to take out the other 3 Pokemon and then solo the game with Lapras versus Vaporeon. This, of course, depends if the Lapras has Thunderbolt or not.
They are both thinking. Also, the Duke Trio hasn't come yet, but Heracross and Raikou have been problems in this match. So maybe he tries to lead the Duke Trio to try to trap them. Trapping the Heracross, for example, would be very easy if there's no Salamence next to it, because you don't get intimidated. Nnico cannot switch out because the only mon that can switch out versus the Duke Trio is the Salamence, and he would be able to outspeed and one-hit KO this Heracross because it cannot protect. All of this is assuming that he has Hidden Power Flying or Aerial Ace, but we don't know what this Duke Trio is gonna do. It's not Choice Band, it's not Wild Herb, so if it gets intimidated, it probably just cannot one-hit KO neither Raikou nor Heracross, because Duke Trio is not the strongest mon in the world. It has like, what, base 80 attack? It's weak.
Yeah. Yeah, Dugtrio, and especially with an Intimidate drop, Dugtrio simply is dealing no damage to any Pokemon besides Raikou. It might be the reason why Yuki has not brought Dugtrio this entire set. And with that, we have our Game 5, the match point of the semifinals of Mount Battle 4, Vaporeon Salamence versus Blaziken Metagross. And we know that this
Now-
Vaporeon is faster than both.
Yeah, and also Vaporeon can one-hit KO the Blaziken with Hydro Pump, and the double up would KO this Metagross. We have seen the damage from Earthquake, from Salamence, and we have seen the damage from Hydro Pump. A double up would KO this Metagross unless it's some kind of weird roll. So, what is he gonna do? Again, if he were to click Earthquake with the Salamence, he would hit his own Vaporeon, but we have seen that it has leftover, so it's not gonna be the worst thing in the world.
No, not at all.
Also, this Blaziken, even if it were to endure and do all that, it cannot do much damage at all to the Vaporeon. It's intimidated. It does like 60%. Although would Earthquake from Salamence put Vaporeon in range of this -1 reversal from 1 HP, we know the Vaporeon does not have that much bulk because the Vaporeon has a lot of speed. So maybe.
Perhaps. And one thing to note, though, is Yuki is the mind game of Salak Berry versus Dragon Dance, if especially with the Explosion Metagross on the field. If the Salamence goes for a Dragon Dance and Yuki goes for an Indoor, then Explosion would simply wipe out the Salamence. Instead, we've got a double switch from Yuki's side, and we have a Protect from the Salamence's side. Both players being very defensive in this match point, with the winner moving on to the grand finals of the tournament, and the loser being eliminated from the tournament. Ooh,
Now,
what do we have here with the Icy Wind?
Speed Vaporeon. Yeah, the Wild Herb ignores the Icy Wind, and this Kangaskhan is fast. We know it because it outsped the Heracross. So this Kangaskhan is gonna be faster than the Vaporeon, and maybe even the Salamence, if the Salamence is adamant. I don't know if we have seen both of them move at the same time without priority yet. And also, this Lapras is just threatening a one-hit KO into this Salamence. The Salamence clicks Protect, so clicking Protect again has a 50% chance of just failing. And he doesn't have a... If he doesn't have a Fortress, he has no Ice Resist in the back.
No,
He cannot just switch into the Raikou or the Heracross or the Mr. Mime into an Ice Beam. It's gonna do a lot. If he has the Fortress, he could do that, and Fortress would be very good into both Kangaskhan and Lapras and Metagross, not Blaziken obviously. So if he has it, this would be the time to go into Fortress.
Yeah, I think the thing that you just highlighted, the ability, the ineffectuality of the Protect, along with Lapras, possibly not having a way to hit Vaporeon not being able to hit Lapras, it seems almost guaranteed this Lapras will go for an Ice move into the Salamence. So the question is, will Yuki double it up, predicting a Raikou switch in? Will Yuki fake out the Vaporeon, trying to reduce damage to Kangaskhan in the long run? Or will Yuki call the Salamence trying to go out of Blaze of Glory and just fake out the Salamence, just trying to prevent as much damage as possible?
We have to see because he could just not fake out. We have seen that Yuki doesn't always fake out first turn, and we have a critical hit. Someone is coming and someone is gonna have a nice beam to the face.
366, 361. Depending on EV training, it could have been that the Kangaskhan is faster than the Salamence. It's also possible that Kangaskhan is... oh no, it's holding White Herb. So yeah, simply outrunning and getting an enormous critical hit. All of a sudden, Salamence, which would normally tank that double edge, not able to get any damage output for the turn. And now we have Yuki just throwing out one more move afterwards. The Lapras did not Protect. Even if the Vaporeon KOs the Kangaskhan in order to even up the score, Yuki will have a damage advantage with whatever move they decided to pick.
And now going into Fortress isn't safe because if he had a Fortress and it comes in on Ice Beam, the Kangaskhan is gonna die to Hydro Pump, probably, and then the Blaziken would be able to come in and one-hit KO the Fortress. So yeah, if it's not Fortress, which let's be honest, it's probably not Fortress, he's gonna take a huge hit, And then he's gonna have a Monk with a huge hit and a Vaporeon against a Lapras, and either a Choice Band Metagross or a Blaziken. This is looking very bad for Nnico.
Mm-hmm. And one more thing, with the Salamence removed, there is no more Earthquake safety in this game. Yuki having that Choice Band Metagross can click Earthquake all day, and likewise, Nnico having that Choice Band Heracross cannot click Earthquake all day. Well, in fact, actually, it's the same for Yuki too, having no ground immunities. Both players are very disincentivized to use Earthquake. We see, instead of going for a Hydro Pump KO, we see an Icy Wind for speed control, and we see an Icy Wind for speed control from Lapras. So Yuki not really getting that big damage that we might have expected for the to call the switch in. With the minus speed on every side, it sort of cancels out each other.
Yeah, the Kangaskhan is faster than the Heracross. We know it because we saw it previously. So both of them being Icy Wind, that means that it's faster. And he cannot just protect the Heracross and Icy Wind because the Heracross does not have Protect. It's Choice Band. So this Kangaskhan, how much damage did it do previously when it clicked Double Edge into the Heracross? It was a lot of damage. Let me check back. If I can find it.
Please check. It might be, if it's high enough, if it's 87% or higher.
It does 71. So it's probably not a roll and it should survive here.
Yeah. In this case, however, with the Kangaskhan being able to deal free damage to the Heracross would be able to retaliate back. It's possible that Nnico just goes for a break into that slower Lapras, KO the Lapras, and then Hydro Pump KO the Kangaskhan. That would put Yuki into a one Pokemon disadvantage, having to rely on Blaziken Metagross to take out a Vaporeon and a fourth unknown member on Nico's team. This turn is crucial because Yuki needs to be able to decide which Pokemon are targeted by Heracross and presumably just protect that slot.
Also, something important to point out, we don't know the ability on this Heracross because Double Edge puts it in Swarm range if it has Swarm. Swarm Megahorn is able to just one-hit KO the Metagross, one-hit KO the Lapras, two-hit KO the Blaziken. So if it is Swarm and he gets Double Edge into Swarm, that would be a huge threat. Yeah, he would be at -1 speed, but he can just switch out and come back if the Swarm doesn't go away.
Yeah, exactly. So, again, probably the defining turn of this game. Who will Heracross target if it targets at all and doesn't switch? And how will Yuki respond to the threat of Vaporeon into Kangaskhan and the Heracross into the Lapras?
Nnico said he just went back to check something. I'm guessing that he went back to check the double edge damage, the thing that I just talked about.
Yeah. So if Nnico was checking the double edge damage, we'll know that barring a critical hit, which by the way has happened twice from Yuki's side, so can't discount that. The Heracross can survive the double edge, and then Heracross can retaliate back, possibly the 1 KO on the Lapras, or maybe just trying to KO the Kangaskhan and then double up with an Icy Wind afterwards. Or even a Hydro Pump, should I say, in order to call the
I don't know
switch.
if this Heracross is able to one-hit KO this Lapras without a Swarm Megahorn, because Lapras can be IV'd to survive a Choice Band Brick Break.
Oh, is that true?
Now, I think it needs like max HP and maybe 100 defense or something like that, and it survives from 4. It's a 98, not 4, but that's means
crazy.
That it could be IV'd.
Absolutely crazy. Well, in that case, then that has to be taken into account too. Both players having to take into account the HP values, the HP EVs. Lapras showing at 464 HP, pretty high. Then again, Lapras has a high base HP stat. And Vaporeon also with its high base HP stat didn't stop Nnico from investing in speed anyway. The Kangaskhan, surprisingly fast despite the HP investment at 361. And Heracross, we know for sure is no bulk invest, or almost for sure no bulk investment. That is a 0 HP EV Heracross.
Now, Yuki has the information of whether or not he survives the Brick Break. Well, I guess maybe Nnico is gonna go back and calc the rest of the games to see the defense of this Lapras. He has to know, does he kill or does he not kill with Brick Break? That's game changing right here.
Exactly. So Yuki having the informational advantage simply by knowing their own defensive EVs and pretty easily guessing that this Heracross is max attack.
Also, something that we keep ignoring, this Lapras could just protect. The Kangaskhan could attack the Heracross, and then after the Lapras protects, in the next turn, he would have a Metagross or a Blaziken in front of a -1 speed Heracross, so he would have the speed advantage. So
Yeah.
this Lapras is not forced to attack here.
Yeah, actually, that might be one of the best possible moves for Yuki. Protect the Lapras to avoid a KO, get the damage onto the Heracross since it's in -1, and once the Kangaskhan goes down, Metagross comes in, and then Metagross can clean with an attack, and Lapras can Icy Wind the switch in, ensuring that Metagross is going to be faster the turn afterwards. And we see the double edge but no protect, and Yuki, by calcing it, knows that the Lapras can survive Brick Break, just doubles the Heracross. And now Yuki having a 4-2 advantage.
Is that he empowered fire on the Lapras? Does that mean that all this time he was not walled by the fortress, and I was just talking about the fortress being a Lapras switching when it was not?
Oh yeah, that might be hidden power fire. That's so cool. And now Yuki in a 4-2 advantage. This Raikou does clean, and the Vaporeon cannot can miss the Hydro Pump. If the Vaporeon wants to go for attacks in order to clean up, it can miss the Hydro Pump, or it might just go for Icy Wind in order to try to chip this Lapras. So Nnico having to choose battles wisely: Thunderbolt the Kangaskhan, and then possibly get an Icy Wind speed drop. Or do you just go for the substitute? I forgot it had that.
That's huge, actually.
That is enormous. In this case,
he can double up into the Metagross right here. It cannot protect.
Yeah, the Metagross can't protect, and Earthquake, which would be one of its best moves, is simply a problem. It can't Earthquake without knocking out the Blaziken, and if you try to go for the indoor strategy, you may just find your Metagross KO'd by a 1-2 punch from Vaporeon and Raikou. Yuki
now
opting to go for the indoor just to see how it goes, and Nnico gets a critical hit Hydro Pump. It's possible that Yuki simply just went for an end game explosion indoor, and instead gets critical hit, another critical hit in this momentous semifinals. And we will never know what the final move on that Metagross was attempted to be. In this case now we have Blaziken and Kangaskhan versus the Vaporeon Raikou, and I simply don't see much of a way for Yuki to get around Icy Wind and Thunderbolt spam.
Now, I don't know if the Explosion would have won it, because he would have had a Kangaskhan and a Blaziken at 1% the Blaziken, both KO'd by the Raikou, and Fake Out cannot flinch a substitute. So he would have been able to Thunderbolt one of the Pokemon, so it gets down to... Yeah, he Fake Outs the substitute, but it's over, I think.
And with that, Game 5 is finished. Yuki has been defeated in the 3-2 set, and Nnico Iosi will be progressing on to Grand Finals. Good job to both players for this excellent set.
And now you know what this means, right? It means that we now have the second semifinals about to start in a few minutes. After I take a break. It's going to be me, Teamcap, against Shiritu.
Yes.
Shiritu, I don't know how to pronounce the name, sorry.
Shiritu.
But it's going to be the two of us. So yeah, I think I can get out of the call now so that you and Nnico can talk about the matchup while I go to prepare and take a small break, like I'm going to be back in 5 minutes to play my game.
All right, sure. Let's see how it goes. Good luck with your matchup, Teamcap. And Nnico, welcome back. How do you feel about getting to the finals of Mount Battle?
Well, I can't help but feel like I got kind of bailed out at the end. I don't know. This matchup felt, I don't know, it was really weird. It was really rough, but I'm so glad I made it. But GG's to Yuki, that was crazy.
Yeah. Just as a note, I will have to take a 10-15 minute break,
Sure.
but I'll be back after. You might have to be the one to do commentary, maybe for game 1 and game 2.
No worries.
All right, cool. I'll be back.
All right, see
Let
ya.
me just mute my.
Man. What a game. I mean, what a match. I'm just gonna upload the replays real quick. But chat, let me know your thoughts on the match. What was the craziest moment of this match? I mean, wow. That crit at the end, that was really something. I think I still had a chance. Because they were going to... Well, it was actually going to be really rough though, because Blaziken would be at +1 speed, would outspeed everything. Yeah, it could just KO my Vaporeon. What's interesting though is that the fake out didn't break the sub. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, it would have been really rough for me. If I didn't crit there, would have been super hard to get that win. I could have also doubled up into Metagross with T-Volt and Hydro Pump, because I pretty much knew that Vaporeon would outspeed Metagross. Vaporeon was timid max speed, by the way, and I'm also surprised that it outsped Blaziken as well. But yeah, so I'm not sure if like a double up would have KO'd Metagross. I know that Yuki likes to run max HP with some SPDF investment, so I've got a feeling it would have lived T-Bolt plus Hydro Pump. Of course, Hydro Pump crit killed the Metagross, but Hydro Pump is of course gonna be quite a bit stronger than T-Bolt. But maybe, I don't know, maybe I could have killed there if I doubled up, but yeah, I didn't go for that, so I don't know if subbing up would have let me win. And then I protected on the Earthquake. The idea was that I was going to force them to EQ themselves after the Endure. However, yeah, I don't know. This whole matchup felt really rough. Oh, no music. Oh no. Did we run out of music? Oh shit. Fuck. That's the problem if I have to turn off if I have to mute my computer. I don't actually realize that the music is over.
Ondersteun de unieke eigenschappen.
Let's put some Shin Megami Tensei for the... while we wait for the next one. Oh yeah. Let's see if Yuki wants to join. You clicked explode. Oh. Yeah, that was gonna be rough. Wait. Yeah, I think you win, right? Because you still had the Lapras, right? The Lapras? No, wait. No, I KO'd the Lapras, right? So you would have had Blaziken at 1 HP and Kangaskhan, and I would have had my Raikou behind the sub. And we saw that the fake out didn't break the sub, so I guess I would have won. Wait, because you have to break my sub with Blaziken. I mean, I guess fake out might break the sub. Of course, you can crit. Let me calculate. 44 HP actually lives. Adamant 252 choice band brick break. What? So that's like massive defense investment then, right? Wow. What is up, Yuki?
Hello there.
Man, what a match.
Firstly, good games.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was one hell of a set.
For sure. So, you were saying your Kang actually lives a choice band adamant brick break from...
No, Blazerkin, somebody mentioned going Blazerkin on the Heracross, but I just didn't believe in it.
Okay.
I knew it lived, but I didn't believe in the endgame that I could play to, because the endgame I saw let you have sub Raikou, but I thought I could win it with EQ.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I was really surprised you brought the Blaziken. I don't know. I felt like it didn't have such a great matchup. I thought you were gonna expect me that I would never bring Fortress. I don't know how you felt about that. Were you worried about Fortress?
I wasn't too worried about Fortress. I brought the Hidden Power Fire on Lapras as a means to hit both Fortress and Heracross.
Ooh.
Just sort of as a idea to have, but Blaziken was most there that if I got my Salak Berry, Heracross just can't beat it.
Right. Yeah, it was super
And then
threatening.
I think it was game one, I think you found the really nice Icy Wind, because I didn't outspeed your Vaporeon.
Wait, who found that?
You did.
Ah.
In game one, I think, and then you missed Mega Hall.
Right. Yeah,
yeah, I can't remember the speed I was going for now. I want to say it's just... let me have a look in my prep doc, see if I can find what I was outspeeding exactly. So it hit 249, and I can't remember exactly what that did, but I had something in mind for it. What I didn't see was max speed Vaporeon.
okay. Yeah, I was timid max speed Vaporeon. I don't know if you were expecting that, but I was surprised.
Never.
Yeah.
Never.
I was surprised that I could outspeed your Blaziken. Also, I was really surprised you didn't bring the Crobat. The Crobat was like I feel like it was one of the biggest issues I had.
I toyed around with the Crobat quite a lot, and I just found its breaking power to be underwhelming, honestly. Because whenever it's not choice banded, its damage is honestly quite pitiful.
Right. That's true.
Especially into a team with Ments, and then Mr. Mime can just go max on defenses. Raikou is always a problem for it, and I'm not convinced I actually beat Vaporeon with it.
Yeah. I think the reason I was so scared of Crobat is because I was actually so close to going Dugtrio. I felt like Dugtrio had such a good matchup into your team with like between Metagross, Blaziken, Electabuzz. But I was like, oh my god, like I did some practice games against Teamcap and he brought the Crobat and it always felt like Dugtrio couldn't achieve anything because there was this Crobat that would just outspeed and KO. And
yeah.
Thankfully I didn't use Fortress.
I think that's more a problem with Dugtrio.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I also found just in this set I never actually wanted to bring the Dugtrio in. There were certain leads I was hoping to find where it's like Raikou plus Mr. Mime, for example. But that never really got anywhere.
Yeah.
And I assume just seeing Dugtrio, you probably wouldn't lead it. So it just never came to any of the 5 games.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, man, I really wanted to use Mr. Mime, but I knew the Icy Wind Lapras had to come. It's so funny because I did some prep with Teamcap, and the first time he didn't bring Lapras, and I just like I won really hard with Salamence a few games, and then I kind of got luck the other games, but like he didn't have a Salamence Mr. Mime matchup, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, of course he's gonna bring Lapras. That's like it felt like the biggest threat on your team, but I
think Lapras was the first Pokemon on the team.
Yeah.
Like Lapras was on pretty early, Metagross as an auto-include.
Yeah.
And then I decided Lunatone in the end, because given what you like to run on Salamence, being HP Fly EQ, I felt like I could actually wall that pretty convincingly.
Yeah. Yeah.
The issue, of course, was Heracross, so Blaziken and Kang are two okay checks into it.
Yeah. All right. It seems like the other match has started. Do you want to commentate with me, or?
Yeah, let's watch it.
All right. Cool. All right. Teamcap posted the link.
Yep.
Put on a bit of music. Let me know if the music is fine. Put on something else. I really like this one. Shoutouts to whoever made this. Let me read their channel name. Dr. Pez. They made a Pokemon XD music medley with guitar, electric guitar and all that. It sounds really good. So let's just listen to that.
Sounds great.
Alright, so we got Teamcap versus Shiritu. And they're already on the lead. We got a Dusclops Electro. Okay, they're going for it.
Okay, they are moving very fast.
Yeah, T-Bolt into Crobat, but Crobat living comfortably and going for the side swagger. That's looking really scary right now, that Metagross.
It's looking a little bit scary, but I'm convinced Dusclops is just going to be able to handle it here. The Lumberry's gone. If that Dusclops is Wisp, it's not the best situation for Metagross unless it can find an Oko into Dusclops.
Yeah, I don't think we have seen Wisp Dusclops a single time from Teamcap in this season. Let's see. The Earthquake is gonna hit really hard though. But I guess Electrode can get a T-Bolt maybe into Crobat, or Crobat just protects. Let's see.
I think likelihood here is Crobat should just protect. Yeah, there's the protect.
Right, there's a T-Bolt.
T-Bolt does go into the meta. Agility.
Wow.
Ouch. So, okay. So now it's just got license to click EQ forever.
Yeah. And yeah, now Metagross is down so low that Electrode can just finish it off. That's crazy. What a waste of a setup. Holy shit. That's...
Well, it depends on how fast this Metagross is.
Wait,
this Metagross
sorry,
at plus
yeah,
2, he's going to outspeed Electrode.
I'm sorry, yeah, of course. I totally forgot
so
it's at plus 2.
EQ is a notable threat here, and even if it doesn't pick up the Dusclops, they should have HP flying into it as well. So this does look fairly threatening at this point. Goes for the early protect. I'm not sure how much I like that.
Yeah.
He gets there. That's fine.
Okay, changes the weather. Oh, that's very smart.
Yeah. Means that this Crobat can now just go down, and Ludicolo has a lot of things that it can do. It does mean that it is one attack Crobat as well.
Yeah.
I would guess it HP flying.
Maybe it is Shadow Ball. In that case, Dusclops is probably going down here. Otherwise, Dusclops should be able to set the sun back up. I don't think a would play over.
I feel like setting the sun isn't amazing still, though, because you've still got the threat of this Metagross on board.
Yeah.
I just don't see how they stop him clicking the Earthquake this turn.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no way Metagross is not gonna outspeed the Electrode, right? Somehow I missed that it just went to plus 2.
Yeah, there's no shot that this doesn't. I assume the agility is for the Electrode.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Also, I think it seems like a pretty safe setup, unless Teamcap leads like Charizard.
I mean, there would have had to have been a crit.
Yeah. Even then.
I mean,
Charizard-
even Charizard, there's Rock Slide.
Yeah, true. And
And
Crobat
that's
can
not
set up
gonna
the
eat
rain in front of Zard. What?
Okay, I don't understand that at all.
Oh my god, but the Fire Punch did 11%.
But Fire Punch does 11 because of the rain.
Holy shit.
I'm a little bit lost as to why there wasn't just an Earthquake there.
And yeah.
And now a fake out Mash doesn't pick it up.
But Dusclops lives.
But Dusclops lives, but again, it's the same situation. Why is this Metagross not just clicking Earthquake?
Yeah, what the hell? And why?
That Metagross can just click Earthquake and Ludicolo goes back to the Crobat.
And why did
It looks
not attack
so
the Metagross?
free.
I don't get it. Why did it T-ball?
If it attacked the Metagross a turn earlier, this would all be done.
Yeah. And it protects
Goes for
again?
another Protect.
What?
What is going on?
Yeah. Does this not outspeed Electro? There's no way. It is max HP.
It is Max HP.
Oh my god, it doesn't
Missed it
outspeed.
with the Bright Powder. It doesn't outspeed.
And he's still not T-bolting the Metagross. What is going on? What?
And we have now learned that this Metagross does not have Earthquake.
Oh. Wait. Protect. Oh, protect agility.
So
hit
Golduck
power.
in, so it's Damp Golduck.
That's crazy.
Which I think is
Arrive.
What is up?
Alright, let me
Yo.
review the game. Keep commentating.
Yeah. How can you not run Earthquake? I think Teamcap's team is like really.
I think I have
Earthquakey.
seen the most protects on a Metagross probably ever. Crit with the Sludge Bomb. Crobat's finally going to go down.
Yeah. And there's the Golduck.
And-
And now Golduck probably has Cloud9 here to stop the rain
If
from
I
doing anything.
if I'm in this position, I'm very tempted just to fake out the Golduck and click Agility again.
Wait, why? To outspeed the Electro. But
I feel like the Protect at this point has to come in from this Electrode.
yeah.
I'd have to look what they did the first time in front of the fake outs. Okay, does he Agility this turn is the question. Or yeah, perfect. I think that's really good. Because the Electrode's living nothing. And it would have to be Cloud9 Golduck at this point for it to not get outsped by the Ludicolo as well.
I don't understand this choice not to run Earthquake. I mean, you even have 2 Flying Resists and a Ludicolo, so you can Earthquake. pretty
Metagross
comfortably.
finally going down after 10 turns.
Yeah. Wow.
And
Teamcap-
I just don't see how Tauros gets this done here.
Yeah, no way. I don't think. Yeah, Regice is gonna do too much damage here, and you're not gonna one-shot. Okay, protect.
Okay, so not banned Tauros.
Also, why did Ludicolo protect there? Can't you just Hydro Pump in the range?
It feels like you very much can.
This game has been
Maybe
weird.
slightly cognizant of a banded double edge,
Yeah.
but now we reveal there's no band here,
I don't know. This
which I
game
feel
has
is
been
information
really
I wouldn't give up. I'd have probably forfeited when the Tauros. I wouldn't have even shown the Tauros. Because I wouldn't want Shiritu knowing it's not choice banded.
True.
Yeah,
Double
like
Edge now picks up Ludicolo.
And with that, it's just whether this critical hit double edge or not.
No Ice Beam or
Right.
why T-Bolt?
I don't know why T-Bolt there.
Maybe it secretly doesn't have ice beam.
Maybe.
This
If that's the
Yeah.
case, though, don't you just go for a full power icy wind and then and so that way you can at least avoid a critical hit? Well, I guess it's more likely to.
Yeah, doesn't get the
Yeah.
crit.
yeah.
There we go. And with that, that's game 1. I have arrived again. This game is very interesting because Shiritu has some, and Teamcap both have some very interesting techs for each other.
I'm really curious as to what that Metagross's spread actually is. I feel like it's got to be max HP, max attack.
Where's the Metagross HP? It's 364. It's max
Yeah.
HP.
Yeah, it's max HP.
I can understand why there's hidden power instead of Earthquake. I don't understand why. I only slightly understand why it has Protect instead of Earthquake. But really, I guess the Shiritu was most afraid of the Charizard.
Yeah, I think the hidden power is probably HP Rock,
Yes.
which makes a lot of sense.
I guess, yeah, maybe it's just designed to outspeed Charizard after agility. I mean, and you automatically outspeed
I
Tauros
feel
too without
that's-
investment.
I feel that's not even really worth it. Because for that to be relevant, one, the rain would not have to be up to protect your Metagross in the first place. And two, if you've got a lot of HP and a lot of bulk, that Charizard might not even kill.
Overheat
Demon-
should KO unless you're like running like Calm. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's the other thing. Just click Rain Dance, and then suddenly your Metagross is free.
Suddenly your Metagross is really safe.
Yeah.
Because it looks like the Sunny Day setter on that team isn't Electrode. It might not get it, but it is Dusclops.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so you
So
cannot
going
fake
into
out
game
the
two,
Dusclops and
yeah.
it sets up the sun and it's always slower, right?
Yeah. It just doesn't look like you get much payoff for that in this particular team because the Crobat's faster and just resets the rain in front of any Charizards. So it's tough to tell.
I can't help but feel like Teamcap could have won that if he just T-bolted the Metagross before. I don't know why he kept insisting on T-bolting
I
the
feel
other
like
stuff.
your only option there is to say, I think your Metagross is not faster.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And hope that it doesn't have EQ, yeah.
And hope it doesn't have EQ, yeah. I don't see why the Metagross isn't faster, but that's a decision that's been made now.
It's not even like you need a ton of investment to outspeed.
No, you need to
Electro.
hit 209 speed. That's really doable.
That's 33 points of speed, so like 128 maybe. Wait,
Something like 132, I think. Something like
yeah.
that. I feel that would be worth it, especially if you're doing Adamant anyway. You can go max HP,
Yeah.
enough speed to pick up Electrode, and then just the rest in attack, and that is perfectly fine if you're doing Swagger.
Yeah, going agility but not outspeeding Electrode is really beyond me. But he won game 1, so let's see how it's gonna go. Game 2, we got Dragonite Crobat lead versus an Electrode Charizard lead. Is Shiritu gonna go for the Swagger again?
I feel like Teamcap is a bit more clued in this time. You'd guess Dragonite's probably Persimberry on this lead.
Yeah, it could be Dragon Dance, Persimberry, and then like go to +1/+3 maybe. It was
Something
Choice
along
Band.
those.
Last time they played it was Choice Band, I think, but yeah, it's probably not gonna be Choice Band again.
I mean, we also have to consider, does one of these have HP Ice? If this is like HP Ice Zard, this board does not look so great for Shiritu.
Yeah. Someone in chat is asking, Sahil Zaman is asking, is this the Yuki that is good friends
Endure
with Wolf?
Explosion. No, I am not that Yuki. I'm still not that Yuki.
Wait, how many Yukis
I
are
know
there?
who that person is asking it.
that Yuki. I know.
Yeah, Yuki Savinovich.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yuki-san, yeah. Okay, so the explosion fails to pick up either.
The explosion fails to pick up either, but the both attacks going into the Charizard means that Dragonite and Crobat don't get to punish the switch in.
Okay.
So I would wager that is HP Ice at this point, if it's super effective against Crobat.
Yeah.
But without the sun, this Ludicolo sort of rules the roost.
And now,
You'd have to imagine this is no protect on Charizard.
and Teamcap knows that his Charizard is gonna outspeed the Metagross, even if it agilities right now.
I think the problem for Teamcap, if he doesn't have the protect on Charizard, yeah, it does go in Jaw. But it's almost too telegraphed, right? Yeah.
Now the Golduck
So-
is in. So now Charizard
Now the
can go
Golduck
for a
is
full
in.
power fire type move. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Shiritu too aware of it.
Ooh, unfortunate hypnosis moves.
Ludicolo, yeah. Missing the hypnosis into Ludicolo
Pretty important.
Yeah.
is really the only way to prolong the game.
Yeah,
That's why we need. That's why we need wide lens in this generation.
absolutely. He's never hit a
Absolutely.
hypnosis in our practice games.
All right, and with that, that is game 2 being finished. Shiritu is
on match
having a
point.
huge advantage here. Really, what did Teamcap try to do, and it did not work? Why didn't it work?
Well, the Electrode didn't get anything, I think,
Yeah.
is the key point here. Electrode not picking up the Crobat shows just how uninvested I think it is.
Mhm.
Meaning, I think it could even be minus attack instead of just doing Rash. Or Naive.
Notably, this Crobat's 374 HP. It's most likely max HP.
That sounds like max HP.
Yeah.
Even then, I'd still expect an explosion to pick it up.
Yeah, so it's also on the fault is on the Electrode for not being invested enough. But not, yeah, besides not picking up the KOs, Shiritu just really just clicked buttons.
Yeah, he just
Get
sort
the
of
Hydro
wasn't
Pump,
really
yeah.
opposed when clicking any of the buttons. I like trying to find that line with the Golduck, but if the Hypnosis doesn't land well, you see what happens.
Yeah, like if the Hypnosis had hit, then the Charizard could have possibly.
Well, it's
just
a
done
different
little
game,
more
yeah.
damage.
Yeah, and I guess you needed to read that the Ludicolo could just OHKO the Tauros with a rain boosted Hydro Pump. It didn't need to fake out there. But yeah. I guess the Endure was kind of obvious. But yeah, Teamcap with his back against the wall has to win this game, otherwise it's over. And his run would stop here in semifinals. I gotta say, Teamcap's team has been kind of felt weird for me from the beginning. I'm really amazed he made it to semifinals with this team. There's something
Oh yeah, no, it
I'm
doesn't have any
really
real
happy to see a Tauros
cores.
get this far.
Come again, Mosquito?
It fully looks like a team that would be created by somebody who's playing Draft League.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I guess
Like,
he is.
I'm gonna pick like mons that are good and then try to make them work rather than trying to build a real team.
Yeah. He might have the most experience playing draft leagues out of anyone here. He's always in several draft leagues at the same time, so he
Yeah,
must have been thinking something there.
yeah. Just like, oh, I can pull off something, this sort of thing, and this sort of thing, this sort of thing, and read and react.
Yeah.
And if anything, just click Tauros choice band double edge.
It's funny because
It's always a pretty safe thing to do.
his team in the first draft league that we did was like super strong, really kind of like, I don't know, it felt standard. I mean, he had the Latios, he had the Ments with Clefable, he also had the Medicham. It was really strong. And this time it's like suddenly his team became really quirky instead. Anyways, there's the game. Another Electro Charizard lead.
Ooh,
Looks like a
alright.
better Electro Charizard lead as well. Running into the Regice Ludicolo.
Yeah. Yeah, so is Ludicolo going to fake out the Electrode? I guess Teamcap could just attempt to go for the same play. Regice could Icy Wind, I guess.
We do know, just knowing from the natural bulk, Explosion's not a threat to Regice at all, correct?
Yeah.
Probably not. No.
Yeah.
I would
So Icy
wager.
Wind sounds really free here, and then if it's a fake out Ludicolo, it could fake out into the Charizard, and then since the Charizard can only endure, you're able to at least get the Icy Wind drop, so that way Charizard doesn't sweep the team.
Yeah, I think I like fake out Charizard a lot here.
Yeah.
Because
Fake out
I
Icy
don't
Wind.
think this Electrode has really any pressure on the board right now.
Yeah,
Maybe you could see the explosion, but it would have to pick up at least the Ludicolo.
Mm-hmm. And then if there's an Icy Wind, then we could see a switch in. Instead, Teamcap going for Thunderbolt into Regice, which essentially resists all special moves. And yeah, Icy Wind, as noted, covers the Endure.
Well, I don't know how much speed Ludicolo has. Charizard and Electro probably are still faster than both of these mons. But I think Regice would even survive a double up, I'm not sure. Maybe not. Actually,
I
no.
think it would be close.
Yeah.
There's always the chance that we see the Endure explosion this turn.
Yeah.
Not sure if I would like that. Yeah, I don't mind the switch there at all.
Oh,
Ooh,
And
and the
crit
critical hit.
Thunderbolt's big.
And it seems Shiritu just going for a second Icy Wind to be able to get both of those Pokemon down to be slower than Ludicolo. If Teamcap had stayed in and Fire Blasted, that Regice would be melted.
Mhm.
now he can explode, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And now taking out the Regice does not take out the Ludicolo, notably. This Electrode simply doesn't have enough tack EVs to be.
Yeah, leaving Ludicolo alive, not ideal. But getting the Charizard back in, reset,
Pretty good.
not the end of the world, this situation.
Mm-hmm. I think
And if-
Shiritu can go for a second Protect and just Rain Dance. Because otherwise the Charizard outruns and KOs the Ludi. Like, Sludge Bomb's not KOing the Charizard at 74%, right?
No.
I would imagine.
No. Yeah, it's not choice band. Even then, I don't think it would kill. But...
I think an idea I quite like the look of here is just go hard Golduck on the Tauros slot and then try and Fire Blast the Crobat.
Oh.
Or see a Sunny Day. That works just as well.
Yeah, Sunny Day Charizard. Yeah, it's so good to be the slower weather setter. Using Crobat is nice because you're fake out immune, like you cannot get flinched by the fake out and set up the weather, but you're so fast that every other weather setter just goes after you and resets the weather. The awkward thing here is that Tauros is slower now because it's at -1.
Well, Fire Blast missing the Crobat, not too relevant because Tauros still outspeeds Ludicolo. And Dragonite last. I'm pretty sure this is Hidden Power Ice Charizard as well.
I wonder if that Fire Blast KOs.
In the sun, I can imagine it does.
But it is max HP. Oh, I think it's a 50-50. If this is like Rash or Modest something. But it's probably Timid, so
Yeah.
it's probably not...
Yeah, it would need
thing.
to be modest here
Yeah.
to really have a lot of threat on the board. Does go Golduck now with an Endure.
Oh, and there's the Hidden Power Rock.
I
And Golduck
would
coming
guess
in.
now that... I would guess that it might be Choice Band Dragonite then.
Yeah. Golduck coming in to neutralize the rain that was just set up, and now Charizard is the fastest thing on the field. It is in Blaze range also. So
I'd wonder if Hidden Power Ice KOs a Dragonite.
Yeah.
If
I
it's
doubt
modest, it very well might.
Although I guess this Dragonite isn't really invested in its HP. A little
Goes
bit.
after the Crobat instead. Ice Beam lives.
Ooh. Okay.
I still think this is fine because if that Dragonite is banded, Charizard now can just Hidden Power it, and then I think Tauros can get the job done.
Yeah. I guess Tauros should definitely live a Sludge Bomb. Even if it gets crit, Charizard just... Oh wait, no, but now the Rain is active. So then Fire Blast wouldn't kill the Crobat.
Yeah, Double Edge does pick up.
Yeah. I think Shiritu needed to go for the kill for the crit on Tauros then. But anyways.
I would have preferred going for it, yeah.
Yeah. I guess it
Because
is
you saw that the Hidden Power, I don't think 2-hit KO'd Crobat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, we got a game 4. 1, 2. Shiritu's still
Teamcap
leading.
taking a win. Nice to see.
Let's hope we can get this to a game 5 for the fans. Streaming is always 2-2, yes. It's always a game
It's
5
so
on the
true.
stream. Alright, I honestly feel like the Rain Dance isn't worth it. I mean, Teamcap keeps setting up the sun, keeps bringing in Golduck. I don't know.
Is there a mode Shiritu can go for that isn't with the Ludicolo? Looks like they don't want to find that out.
We are going to see the Electabuzz hit the field for the first time in this match. Of course, Electabuzz could outspeed the Charizard and possibly one-shot with a T-Bolt. But it is quite defensive, it seems, so it might not even outspeed. Of course, it wants to follow me, redirect those hits and take them, rather than be offensive. This is kind of funny though, because you have both Fake Out and Follow Me.
And if one of those Pokemon was a Smeargle, Shiritu would have it in one Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah, Smeargle the only way that gets both at the same time.
Does Ludicolo Fake Out into Electrode seem like a stronger play than a Protector Fake Out into Charizard? Especially given that Charizard can endure?
I guess, yeah. I think,
Well, in this case, no.
There we go. And we see the Rain Dance. Yeah.
Yeah. Rain Dance up, but Golduck just instantly does a brick to Electabuzz.
and yeah, the Golduck came in. I was like, how did the Fire Blast do that much in rain? But yeah, Golduck came in.
Notably, Electabuzz is faster than the Charizard.
Yeah, it's like max HP and max speed, it seems. Let me check that. It is max HP. So it's got to be almost max speed.
I mean, given there's a Golduck on the field, a Thunder Miss would be quite something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess if you go for Thunder, then you don't need all that special attack investment, huh? Then you can probably just go max HP and still KO Golduck and Charizard.
Instead,
E-Buzz
opting for the
protects.
Another
Misses another Hypnosis.
miss.
No. Oh god.
Best and worst move in this format.
Yeah, I shouldn't have talked Teamcap into using it. He really wanted to have a Ludicolo matchup with his Golduck, and I said that's the only way.
Yeah, I believe it would be.
Yeah.
And the one's what, freezing it with Ice Beam?
Yeah, that was the other thing that he was thinking he can do. He can Ice Beam it. It's like the next best thing.
Yeah, a really tough position to be in.
Electabuzz has to have an attacking move here, right? So it should be able to KO the Golduck.
Yeah, I feel like if it's Protect Rain Dance, we should see Follow Me and Thunder. T-Bolt, so that's not unfortunately missing the Hydro Pump. I feel like Teamcap would rather that hit.
Yeah. Yeah, he's sad.
Yeah, I think he'd rather
chat.
that one hit.
Unfortunate series of events for Teamcap. Can he keep himself in this match?
Really going to come down to what's in the back here. I think with how they've gone about it so far, I would go Electrode on the Golduck. Yeah. And Sunny Day, perfect.
Okay.
I'd say that's about as good a turn as Teamcap could hope for.
Yeah, for sure. So now you have the speed advantage again.
I wouldn't explode this turn.
Do we know if Ludi has Protect?
Just with the speed advantage, Fire Blast is extremely threatening to the Ludicolo. Electabuzz, is it Electabuzz confirmed or not confirmed for Follow Me?
It's not revealed.
Ah, okay, so we don't know fourth move. But if it's not Follow Me, even if it does Follow Me, you're still eating whatever Electrode throws at first. Although I don't think Thunderbolt's gonna KO the Electabuzz.
Yeah. So you could explode here, at least guarantee that you will keep the speed advantage. Because
yeah, you can get
Charizard's
your
gonna
Salak off of that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, so Ludi
And
has...
I think Ludicolo is Protect, so if there is an explosion this turn, Rain Dance cannot go up this turn.
Right. Protect on
So
the
even into the Protect, I wouldn't mind it. Does hold the trigger.
Yeah. And perfect for him because
And
double Protect on the other side.
now it feels like you can pull the trigger. Now you can.
Yeah, for sure. Could of course be a Metagross in the back. There should be a Metagross in the back, I feel like. Yeah.
I feel like you're fine. You still take out the Rain Setter, and a crit wouldn't be untimely. Does 30 to Metagross.
Oh, the problem is now the Fake Out gets recycled, of course.
The
Any chance
Fake
we
Out
got a
is now
Medicham in the
recycled.
back? A Medicham in
Yeah,
the back would be
there's
so
Medicham.
good here.
The Medicham in the back would be clutch.
Yeah.
I feel like it's Tauros.
Yeah, probably. Come on, Medi. Oh.
Yeah, there's the Tauros.
Tauros.
So, what's the out? Double Endure?
Double Endure or just switch out
Or
calling it.
just
and then
switch out.
KO the
Honestly,
Ludi.
you don't need it.
Ooh.
Get the Double Endure.
He gets it. A little bit of revenge for all of these missed hypnosis.
Mash into Tauros, doesn't pick it up, and now it's
Just free Earthquake Fire Blast, right?
Yeah.
free Earthquake Fire Blast.
Come on. We hit it. Let's go.
Hits, and
Sorry,
I
I'm not-
would
I'm not
imagine
biased.
there's not much. And Reg Ice in the back as well.
It's just another free Earthquake Fire Blast.
Yeah.
Looks like Teamcap should be able to take this game 5, barring a miss.
Yeah.
Even with a miss, I think
Miss and second Protect, yeah.
There we
Yeah.
go.
does get the second Protect, doesn't get the miss, and that will be game 4 for Teamcap.
Nice. And so, as usual, best of 5 is always going to be 2-2 on stream.
Let's go.
It's the only way to play this game, truly.
Truly. It's the most fun way.
Yes. It's what the audience wants, so we give the audience what they want. So yeah. Let's go, game
Audience,
5.
what do you want?
We've got to see 10 very good games, is what that means.
Oh yeah. So this rain war, I don't know. I can't help but feeling this rain war has really been in Teamcap's favor.
Yeah, it looks like
weather
Shiritu
war.
hasn't managed to get much value out of the rain. Or not as much as I'd expect.
To adapt here after losing 2 games. Did we see what the Dragonite does? It's again choice band? It's not Dragonite?
I believe it's choice banded.
Yeah.
I think it managed to do 70 to the Charizard earlier. Which I don't think it would do with just raw hidden power.
Man, I love how much work Golduck is putting in just turning off the weather, even if it misses all the hypnoses.
And all of its hydro pumps, and even if it doesn't hit any moves, it's doing its best.
Yeah.
Goes Electabuzz Ludicolo again. I feel like if I'm in Shiritu's position, I'd go back to what was working. Taking 2 games with Crobat on the lead, I feel like I'd try the Crobat again.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like going for the Swagger setup maybe is the play.
See, fake out into the Electrode and just not giving it the Salak Berry.
Yeah, so the fake out is always like a really safe play.
Yeah,
Fake out
there's
into
no
Electrode.
explosion online with the fake out. Yeah. And Charizard has to get that turn right, otherwise it's just free value for Shiritu.
Do you think Teamcap is thinking about double enduring here? Because Shiritu probably is not going to protect. Okay, Tauros comes in. What are we going to see? Oh!
Ooh.
The self-boom!
You think that was intentional?
Huge explosion, but
Like the like the EVs?
I
think-
feel like it's calc to live it, yeah.
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 It has to be on purpose.
And that's why the damage output's so low on the Electrode, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm not
Because-
sure how much I like the position, though. You're down pretty much 2 Pokemon for an Electabuzz.
That's true. And if
And
Ludicolo happens to attack the Tauros here, that's really bad.
yeah, you could just be down 2 for 1. And even then, if Teamcap goes into the wrong thing in the Electrode slot and it gets hit, Shiritu might get more value off this explosion than Teamcap did.
Yeah, especially if it's a Crobat. Like if Shiritu hit into the Electrode slot and chips it, now Crobat's in a good position to just clean up.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I like that.
Like
Not going
presumably
Dusclops
it's a
on that explosion there hints to me it's another Golduck in the back.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Teamcap did not like Dusclops in this matchup. I think he brought it game 1 and then he didn't bring it. Maybe game 2.
I don't think I mind it so much. It's a resist into the Crobat
Yeah.
that only has Sludge Bomb. Yeah, there is the Golduck, and we see Dragonite, and
Ooh.
Tauros goes down.
Ooh, and the Giga Drain. Oh, okay. However,
So, one of the things we do know in this position that we've seen before, the Dragonite does live Ice Beam from Golduck.
yeah.
Yes.
Or it may be a roll, but we've seen it live.
Another thing we know is the Dragonite is hidden power rock. So unless Teamcap endures, or even
Is it
if
hidden power
Teamcap
rock?
endures a Ludicolo pivot, and then coming back in with fake out is a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it is hidden power rock. Yeah.
I don't believe it is because it didn't hit Charizard super effectively.
No.
I think it's flying.
Wait, I thought it did.
No, I just think it's choice banded.
Wait, did it say super effective? I thought it did.
It
turned
did not, I
then
don't
endured.
believe. I believe it endured the hit, but I'm pretty sure it just hit it.
Dragonite use hidden power. Yeah, you're right. It was not super effective.
I would
RB.
guess it's hidden power flying in that
Probably
case.
flying.
Okay, then both of them should live the HP flying, right? And you can.
And they outrun Ludi.
They both outrun Ludi.
Yeah.
I feel like if you know it's banded D-Knight, you can just double the D-Knight here.
But then Ludi can either Giga Drain, heal up a lot, or Hydro Pump the Charizard. I feel like you gotta attack Ludi, like Ice Beam the Ludi, and maybe HP Ice the Dragonite.
Especially since Charizard's confirmed faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go for the roll on Dragonite with hidden power ice. If it's a roll, it might just be guaranteed live. It's a
I think
Dragonite
it's-
after all.
Well, it lived the Ice Beam from
Yeah.
Golduck, so
Yeah,
I
it's
imagine
a
at
Dragonite.
best it's the roll. It's probably a live.
And
Yeah,
What-
it's a
what-
Dragonite, and Charizard is 81 special attack.
yeah. And there's
Yeah.
gotta be Metagross in the back,
Or
right?
100 something, but yeah.
The reason I like just doubling Dragonite with Fire Blast Ice Beam, it accounts for the Metagross switch,
Mm-hmm.
but also there isn't a Rain Dance on board, so your two Pokemon here still outrun Ludicolo the turn after.
No,
I think it's
it would be
tough to go
irrelevant
for.
because of Cloud9.
Yeah.
The rain.
That's also that's very true as well.
But in either case, yeah, like the Dragonite should live, barring a critical hit. Should live from the Charizard, and then depending on the speed order, it might be good to get some big damage before Golduck finishes off, or just finishes off Ludicolo.
If I had to guess, Teamcap is running some calcs right now if he can live a.
There's the
an attack.
Protect.
And here
And it kills!
and
Wow.
it KO, so it must have been a roll. Team Cap probably
It
figuring out
must
that
have been a roll.
342 HP stat.
And
Oh,
yeah,
they-
Shiritu got an
confirming those
ultra
calcs.
low roll earlier.
Yeah. I think Teamcap said he's running Never Melt Ice, I think he told me. To really be able to KO that Dragonite.
Metagross in the back.
And at this point, it becomes maybe Shiritu's best play is just protect the Ludicolo again and go for explosions. It's a near zero.
It doesn't have explosion.
Oh shoot! Yeah, that's right. It's
Yeah.
agility. Hidden power rock, right?
And there's
Doesn't
just go
live, and
Fire
that's
Blast.
the game. And Team Cap comes back from 2-0 down.
Wow.
Yeah. Good comeback. Good comeback from Teamcap. And with that, we have our finalists: Shiritu versus Nnico Iosi for the win of Mount Battle 4.
No, Teamcap versus.
To be scheduled.
Team Cap versus Nnico.
Did I mistake? I'm so sorry, Shiritu. Teamcap.
Both Metagrosses fall in the semis.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And Tauros makes it to finals. Who would have thought that Tauros would be one of the premier first picks? Tier 1s. Yeah, wow. What a match. Yeah. And the Golduck. Golduck making it to finals. I think it's so cute that Golduck is like the only mon that has Cloud9. And it's actually usable because of that.
It's a really cute thing to have, yeah.
Yeah. Amazing. Wow. Amazing games today. These were some really tense matches. Came right down to the wire. Glad I could stream them. Glad I could have you all join and commentate with me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for the invitation and for streaming so that we could show off this wonderful format.
Yeah.
And thanks for letting me tag along halfway through.
Should we maybe try to interview the two?
It's up to you.
Yeah, I think that sounds like fun if they're around.
All right. I think Teamcap.
Hello, people.
What's up? Well, congratulations, you're making it to finals.
Oh man, congratulations to you too. I didn't get to say that before.
Thank you.
Oh man, I'm. Oh man, that was something.
Yeah. That
He
was.
said he was 250 defense on the Dragonite. I wanna calc that ice beam then.
Yeah, that has to be a roll.
Indeed.
That's like, I don't know. Yeah, that's got to be more in his favor. I feel like if he's really max special defense and like a little bit in HP. But I mean, even then, I don't think Dragonite can pick up a KO there, right?
Maybe it was choice band,
Yeah.
but
So
maybe
he's
it was rock slide.
Flaming Calm.
I don't know if it was rock slide or something. Does it even learn rock slide? I don't know.
Ooh, Rock Slide. I guess it could be maybe Rock
Let me
2.
check the rock move. Yeah, it could have been rock tomb, and if he was rock tomb, he won instantly. So I don't know.
Yeah. You know, I gotta say, Teamcap, this is really weird because we've been talking so much. We've been prepping together, and now we gotta go up against each other, and I feel like we're both inside each other's head already, so this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I don't know what to without your help here, because you helped me so much in this game. Like, you know,
Hey,
with
I
so
helped you
many
with running
tests.
hypnosis, right?
Yeah, you did. You convinced me to run hypnosis. I never running that move again. It never hits. I swear.
Well, good thing I don't need to run Chesterberry in the finals then. That was unfortunate though. We gotta hit one of them eventually, but wow.
Anyway, I was about to calc the Golduck versus Dragonite because I'm generally curious.
Yeah.
How much speed did it have?
Yeah, wait, let me check.
It had 342
That's
and
76.
max special defense. 78% chance to KO. Okay.
How much?
78% chance to KO because I was modest.
You mean 68?
Sorry, see, yeah, 68.
Yeah. Okay, wow. Okay, that's... I can't believe it doesn't take that with max the death, but yeah. Great. That's Golduck for you. That's the power of the duck, and we should not disrespect the Golduck.
Yeah, also the Duke Clubs, it proved to do nothing game one. Like, it was as passive as I thought it was gonna be, because he can always just rain dance and stop my fire punch from doing damage. So I said, fuck it, I have another Sunny Day user, the Charizard, and I started using that one. Oh, man. Anyway, I wanna watch the bots to see what you commentated about my game, about my play, you know. Game one, I felt like I got every predict wrong. Every single one. No, you see, the thing, you see, he didn't run. He ran a Metagross when we played in planes, you know. His Metagross was like no speed investment. So I knew that if he did that again, my Electrode would be faster. And the way that he was protecting, I could tell that he was no speed on the Metagross.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. And
It was... Yeah, like, I didn't understand why you didn't T-bolt the Metagross there. When it was set up.
in what
late.
turn?
Game 1, I think.
Oh.
I don't know. Like it was at you. So you already
Oh,
team-ulted Fire
yeah,
Punch?
I wanted to hard predict. Like you know, he went for a double protect, and I hard predicted he getting the double protect.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that might have not been the brightest play I have ever done.
Wow. Okay. Should we talk about our matchup a little bit? We got both teams on stream right now. You can see Teamcap's team on the top right. You can see my team on the bottom left.
I have never thought about yet. I haven't yet thought about our matchup one against the other. Like
Yeah.
I've seen your team so many times when we prep together, and you have seen mine.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about the matchup at all. I even need a refresher right now. What did you have?
Yeah, I think it's
Oh,
gonna,
the Salamence. Yeah.
it's gonna be a little bit deja vu from your Michael 96 matchup. Probably I got the Raikou and the Salamence. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I gotta look at how he dealt with you and almost won, so I'm just gonna imitate him, I guess.
Oh no, not the Lunaton. What will I do versus the Lunaton? Oh no. That was all the info I'm gonna say. Oh no, Lunaton, because obviously I wanna keep everything here.
I'm gonna run Choice Band, Hidden Power Ground, Ninjas to beat your Electro. No explosions for you.
No. Oh man, there's so many things I already wanna say about the matchup, but trying to
Yeah.
keep it hidden.
Don't. It's gonna be fun. Yeah. Anything else to say about the match?
I don't know what happened there, how it went from 0-2 to 3-2, and Charizard does miracles, I guess. Like a couple of, literally yesterday, I was talking about how much I regretted drafting the Charizard because it never did anything the whole season, and then it did this. So I'm never again disrespecting Charizard.
Yeah, it was so important against the Metagross. Wow.
Yeah, and like even the Salakberry, to outspeed the Crobat, to outspeed Ludicolo in rain. Oh my god, so epic.
Yeah. I'm also really curious about your and Mosquito's commentary on my match. I think my match was also kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was insane. You have to go back to watch that. I spent the whole time saying, "Oh, when is the Fortress gonna come? Is Fortress gonna switch in right now?" And it was never there.
I really gaslit myself into thinking I'm gonna bring Fortress. I can't believe I did that. Fortress sucks so hard.
Thank God you didn't, because that Lapras with the hidden power fire.
Yeah, it was
Like,
yeah. I can't believe
he had
crap for that.
he had two months with fire moves, the Lapras and the Blaziken.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, bringing Blaziken too. And no Crobat. How could I not bring Ductrio?
Yeah, like we did a lot of practice matches between Nnico and me. We probably did we did like 2 best of 5s and 2 best of 3s, I think, and all of my wins were thanks to the Crobat.
Yeah, true.
Like the Crobat was insane into Nnico, into the thing that Nnico was bringing. Admittedly, in the prep games, he didn't have a Fortress. Fortress kind of changes the matchup because it beats Crobat, kind of.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go.
Yep.
But I hope we have a good game in finals.
Yeah, I'm gonna see you soon for finals. Thank you so much
And
for playing. It was amazing to watch. Also, thanks to Yuki for playing. Thanks to Shiritu for playing. Congrats to Yuki and Shiritu for making semifinals. Great achievement. And now there's just one more match left, and of course I'm gonna stream that too. So stay tuned for that. And
It may or may not be in the emulator.
oh, it's gotta be.
I'm-
It's gotta be. There's no. There's. You just gotta trust me, all right? I'm not gonna look at your team, all right? Don't just trust me.
Yeah, it's not about that. It's about the fact that I objectively play worse on the emulator
Oh.
because I'm so used to playing on Showdown. Like
Yeah.
I instantly go between the calculator 20 times per turn. And oh, by the way, I'm gonna record the finals and upload it to YouTube.
Oh,
I
yes,
always record my
please.
draft league finals into YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, just if we play on XD, just make sure you take note of everything. Take note of every stat drop. Take note of which turn of the weather it is and all that. Of course, yeah. You gotta really be attentive when you play on XD.
Yeah, like it will be more epic
Yeah.
to play on that, but I don't know. Like, for example, in this best of 5, I went back to call things or look at rolls from game 1 like more than 10 times over the match, and
Yeah.
I would not be able to do that.
Yeah. Same.
So yeah, I'm gonna get back to you on whether or not I'm gonna do that.
All right. Sure. It would be awesome if we could.
Anyway, I gotta go.
Yep.
So bye, Nico. Thanks for
Bye.
having me.
See you soon. All right, and thank you all for joining. Yeah, oops, the problem is not Parsec. I think he really wants to be safe playing on Showdown, like where you can see all the information. I can't blame him. It's of course much safer to like play on Dawn, and you don't have to like remember everything, right? I mean, you can write everything down, but also you have to like look at the screen, write it down, look at the screen, write it down. So it's up to him. Of course, I would be so down to play on XD. But yeah, it requires much more attention, right? Play on XD to keep in mind every single detail that you just cannot see. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have a problem with me getting the save file, I guess. So it's not that we need parsing. But yeah. Thank you all for watching today. This was just so fun. These semi-final matches were just amazing. I hope you all enjoyed them. And I hope I'll see you for finals. It's gonna be next week. I'll let you know. I'm also gonna post an announcement on YouTube for sure, and I'm gonna stream that thing, and hopefully it's gonna be in XD and it's gonna be awesome. And of course, if it's gonna be streamed, it's gotta go to Game 5 once again. So yeah, it is quite alien to like take notes and stuff. I bet if you only ever play online, taking notes. I mean, like not playing on card, but like just playing on Showdown. You never have to take notes in it. But yeah. I mean, although I guess if you play CTS, you do have to take notes. But you can kind of get away with it. No, actually no. Showdown shows you everything that was revealed, right? I don't think you need to take notes. Anyways. I'm gonna see you for finals. I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Stay hyped for finals and see you then. Take care, everyone.